Hello friends, and welcome back to Ask Abby Dreyer. Last week we talked about whether you should call that person or cut them off, and as I was thinking about it, I realized that it really ties into cancel culture, and I think that's why so many people have such a visceral reaction to cutting people off, because cancel culture has become prevalent. And so I wanted to talk in this final week of Boundary Month about what the difference is between cancel culture and boundaries. So boundaries are basically how you manage your own space, manage who you spend time with, what you're comfortable with, what you're not comfortable with. Cancel culture is about encouraging others to act based on your boundaries. And cancel culture works because a lot of people have similar boundaries. Some people will not accept certain behavior, and that's how cancel culture permeates. But the challenge with cancel culture is it's easy to make assumptions based on not a lot of information. So cancel culture is prevalent, and I don't think there's a lot we can do about it other than making sure that we understand what our own boundaries are. So I have a couple of boundaries that I think tie in with cancel culture and may or may not warrant more discussion. So I will not spend time with people that introduce drama just for the fun of it. You know, chaos agents, trolls, people that just like to spin people up just to watch them get upset. I don't engage with those people. And so sometimes if that happens enough, then they get canceled out of a community, but that's not my concern. My concern is who I spend my time with. Another boundary that I have is I will not open myself up to people who are not trustworthy. That puts me at a risk that I'm not comfortable with. So I have that boundary that if I can't trust you, I'm not going to give you any opportunity to betray that trust. My last boundary that I think is pretty prevalent around the world is I will not spend energy trying to help people who won't put in the effort to help themselves. I am all for helping people who are struggling. I am all for, listening or offering advice. Obviously, I have a channel for offering advice, but if somebody just wants someone like me to come in and tell them what to do and solve all their problems, I don't have time for that. I need to know that the person that I'm advising is going to spend the energy to move forward. And if they're just going to keep coming to me for answers and not do the work, then I don't really spend that much time with them. And that's a boundary that I have. So as you think about, situations in which things have been canceled, do the reasons that they were canceled align with your boundaries, or was it just swept up in the emotion of the moment? And is there something that you didn't cancel that maybe you realize doesn't align with your boundaries, and maybe you should think about enforcing your own boundaries? It's not cancel culture if it's your own behavior and who you interact with. It's cancel culture if you try to get everybody else to do the same as you. So what are examples of cancel culture that we're seeing a lot now? Right now, there's a lot of cancel culture around people who don't wear masks suddenly are ostracized from a community. And there's some good arguments for that. If someone demonstrates in a visual way that they don't want to help protect their community, then that might align to a number of people's boundaries that they don't want to spend time with someone who doesn't care about their safety. We see a lot of cancel culture in terms of political divide. Somebody makes one comment and then they assume that that person that made that comment believes everything else on that side of the argument, and they get canceled. That's a risky one, but it's becoming more and more prevalent because more and more people are choosing sides. And the sides are, as we've talked about before, white supremacy or tolerance and uplifting others. So looking at each of those situations, what are your boundaries? What are you comfortable with? Who are you comfortable engaging with? And what else have we seen in cancel culture? What else have we been running into that we may get swept up in the, where did that person go anyway? Oh, they were canceled. Why? Whose boundaries did they cross? And did they actually cross mine? So something to think about. I'm interested if anyone else has had any canceling experiences, or if their boundaries didn't align with a cancel culture moment and they decided not to be part of the canceling? Tell me in the comments. And next week is Black History Month, so we're going to have a lot of fun next month. So all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next week.